We're Robin and Steve. Last time we left off in Tonga, snorkelling in caves with friends. Our boat Khalli had never sailed with this many people before. And since we were all about to sail off in different directions, this was a nice send-off. We wove our way west and then down the cliffy coast to a pass that can only be made at high tide. This is Hunga Lagoon. With only a very narrow pass, it's excellent protection from the elements. We enjoyed walking, even though there was no track here. There used to be. More nasty weather on the way, we had to find some good shelter. And this was it, just a 1.5 hour walk each way from town. And just one empty house. And a lot of bats. And some cool rock formations. We needed exercise, so we did take the hike to town. Carrying dog sticks, because we've been attacked by dogs before. Not by cows, though. When we were nearly at town, we heard what we thought was a parade coming. These talented young musicians were part of a long procession, but it wasn't a parade, it was a funeral. Once I figured that out, I put my camera away. Someone was having a very regal and respectful send-off. I had a quick dip in this inland cave pool on the way back from town, and then we got back to the boat in some terrible weather. We poked our bow around the corner just to see what it was like. It was ugly, so we turned around and went back and got busy catching rain and thinking about where we'd go if we could snorkel again in some of the corals of Tonga. When weather allowed, we found our favourite reefs, like this one in Ewakafa. And these patches at Luahaipo Island. We love these Muppet-like bright structures that snap close as you approach them. We just love this dapper fish, and that's not its scientific name. Here's Steve with the bright Muppet-like structures, which provide fun for as long as you can hold your breath. There's dapper fish again. More crappy weather on the way, we returned to this favourite anchorage, and it was still calm enough to do some silks. I try and learn a new sequence each month, weather permitting. We got to overlap with Amelie one more time before they sailed away. And we started preparing things for when we would sail away, swapping out the Genoa furling line and our elderly main halyard. I quite enjoy preparing food, and this is a soursop. You've got to get your hands messy to see this one. The flavour is worth it. While kayaking, we saw this. Check out the purple. This shellfish started squirting ink out as we pulled up in our kayak. Eventually, it was time to sail back to town. And we saw whales in terrible weather, with dive boats that seemed to stalk the poor whales, and divers braving the elements to make their whale swimming dreams come true. In town, there was some excellent shrubbery. And here's a scruffy art piece I made during the storm with thongs I found on the beach. Took us a little longer than expected to check out. The one customs officer was off with other boats, so we waited. We did a lot of walking with jerry cans to fill our diesel tanks. It's quite a nice walk. We'd been told to go to the Agriculture Fair, and it was the place to be. Here women are preparing tapa cloth. Here Tongan culture was well and truly on show, both for the locals and for the king. Different islands and districts showed off their best produce. We were amazed and baffled by the seafood section. Baffled because despite snorkeling every day, we didn't see any big fish at all, let alone what was on display on these tables of big dead things. And reckon fisher people have to travel long distances to find all this. Dried octopus. There was so much on show, from giant eels to vanilla beans to ceremonial garments, and lots of fruit. And a few show animals, like that speckled piglet doing a flip. There it goes! Kids just marvelled at the bull's bum. And blue balloon raspberries at the chickens. Something for everyone. We couldn't stay for the king. We had to get back to the boat and prepare to go. And then we bid beautiful Tonga farewell and set off north-northwest towards Wallis. Thanks for having us, Tonga. We loved you. On my first night watch, we passed over this. Volcanic activity 2019. It's best not to think about it too much. We were making good speed our first day, at about 6 knots. We got to pass near Fonuele Island, and there were whales everywhere. I didn't film them, but I did film our crackers. And this pompermoose. I gather it's a kind of grapefruit. We took all the reefs out of the mainsail and tried to sail, but then we motored. We'd use whatever wind we could get. And I'll admit, I don't mind slow sailing, so long as there's not a massive storm on the way. And the upside of motoring is the glassy sea. And the ability to do some more fun kinds of exercises. To make sure we don't turn into complete blobs, because we do like food. Okonomiyaki, it's one of our favourites. It's a Japanese pancake, made with cabbage and whatever else you like. Or just whatever we have. The view from our dining room's not too bad. We don't catch many fish, so this was promising, but it got away. May as well just cut toenails then. And enjoy motoring into the sunset. was darkness, but then sunrise was pretty good. And Steve fishing take 2. Oh yeah, it's got yellow on it. Oh no!
There he goes. Oh well.
Never mind. We still have more cabbage and eggs. And now some breeze from behind. Steve fishing take 3 and action. Success in the form of a yellowfin tuna, but a bad day for the fish. Thank you, fish. Now we were going too fast. We reduced sail so that we wouldn't arrive at Wallis too early. After heaving to in the dark, we were nearly at Wallis. Time for the quarantine flag to go up. We wanted daylight to enter the pass. I got some things ready for our welcome to new country pancakes, like grating fresh coconut, and we got a lovely radio call from Amelie, who was sailing away from Wallis. We were like ships passing in the night, except that it was dawn. There's Wallis, and a bird. This is why we hove to, both to wait for slack tide and seeing is useful in these situations. Surfers would be excited by these breaks, but we weren't in the mood for surfing. We just wanted to dodge the reefs and check in. What useful bits of cloth these are. It was time to put the mainsail away. And to weave our way around the reefs towards the quarantine port at Matautu, passing some stunning islands on the way. We'd gone 356 nautical miles, over 76 hours, from Vava'u to Wallis, and we were hove to for hours, hence the slow speed. Checking in is easy, so long as you know that they're only there from 8 to 12, Monday to Friday. Pancake time! We shifted to a more scenic anchorage, with better shelter, and busy with people doing this. The gardens in Wallis are sensational, and must take a lot of work, because check out the weeds. They swallow everything. It's a long walk to town. We passed this new church built in 1991. After a long walk, delicious French food. And French groceries. Walking on long and dusty roads took its toll on my sandals. Luckily I had my reef shoes. Goodbye sandals. Hitchhiking is kind of essential here. Join us next time as we jump in the back of more strangers' utes and explore islands within the lagoons of Wallis.